Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Time to Know. We humans have a strange talent turning simple things into complicated disasters. And history, oh, it's full of them. Imagine this. A family dinner that never happened could have stopped one of the greatest wars mankind has ever seen. Sounds bizarre, right? But among the tangled causes of World War I, imperialism, militarism, secret treaties, there is one angle we often overlook: family. In the episode of the World War I Outbreak series, we are not just talking geopolitics. We are talking about misunderstandings, ego, pride, and two men who were not just world leaders. They were uncle and nephew. And not just any two men, they ruled the most powerful nations in Europe. King Edward VII of Great Britain and Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany. 125 years ago, the Europe looked like a royal chessboard, and the one person connecting nearly all the pieces, Queen Victoria, often called the grandmother of Europe. She had 9 children, marrying daughters to princes and sons to princesses of different European kingdoms was a royal ritual, and Queen Victoria mastered it. Her bloodline spread across Germany, Russia, Spain, Norway, and beyond. Among those 9 children, her eldest son Edward VII became the king. Her first daughter, also named Victoria, married Frederick III, the future German emperor, and their son was Wilhelm II. So Wilhelm was Queen Victoria's grandson. Edward was her son. That makes Wilhelm the nephew of Edward VII. Family, same royal blood, yet history had other plans. Let's meet the men, because wars are not just about bombs and treaties, they are also about personality. Edward VII, often called the uncle of Europe, was charismatic and well-loved in diplomatic circles. He spent most of his life waiting to become king, finally ascending the throne at the age of 59. He was seen as a peace-loving statesman, a man who understood that diplomacy was not just about power, it was about presence. Some saw him as a modernizer, others whispered about his romantic adventures. Even his wife, Queen Alexandra, was said to turn a blind eye to his affairs. But beyond the gossip, one thing stood out. Edward knew how to build bridges. He was a peacemaker. He could win over entire nations, and he did. On the other hand, Wilhelm II was shaped by insecurity. Born with a withered arm, possibly due to a difficult birth, Wilhelm grew up with emotional scars. His mother, Princess Victoria, Edward's sister, was distant, perhaps disappointed. Wilhelm spent much of his life trying to prove he was strong, capable, and worthy of ruling a powerful empire. He craved validation. He did not just want to lead Germany, he wanted to be seen leading it. He famously declared his desire for a place in the sun for Germany. What did that mean? It was about power, recognition, colonies, a seat at the global table where Britain and France had long been dominant. Naval race, a grand miscalculation. Now, here is where the misunderstanding turns dangerous. Wilhelm, in his quest to be respected by his uncle, began building a powerful German navy. He started increasing the naval strength. He believed it would earn him admiration, especially from Britain. He once confessed his hope to Edward directly. Not a mouse could stir in Europe without our permission. That was his dream, a German-British alliance that would dominate Europe. In truth, Wilhelm always wanted an agreement with England if he could get one without seeming to want it. But the irony, Edward saw it as aggression. To Britain, Wilhelm's naval build-up wasn't flattery, it was a threat. Britain had ruled the seas for centuries. It was their pride and their shield. A rising German navy looked like a direct challenge to that supremacy. Instead of warming up to Wilhelm, Edward pulled away, and not just politically, but personally as well. The silent messages. Edward, the skilled diplomat, began cultivating alliances with Britain's former rivals. He visited Paris, made grand speeches, and charmed the French public. He was winning hearts not with armies but with elegance and presence. France loved him, but Berlin he never visited. That silence spoke volumes. To Wilhelm, it felt like betrayal. He and his ministers, already suspicious, began to believe England was plotting against Germany. Even though there were early signs that the British were open to diplomacy, Wilhelm's own paranoia and pride veered the course. And with no dinner conversation, no shared drink, no honest talk between uncle and nephew, the gap grew. Let's step into the what-if world for a moment. Imagine Edward and Wilhelm sitting together somewhere quiet, away from minister and advisors. Uncle Wilhelm might have said, "This navy, it's not to threaten you. It's to impress you, to prove I am not just a shadow." Edward replies, "Wilhelm, I admire your fire. But diplomacy is not about impressing, it's about understanding. We are family, let's act like it. Would things have changed? Could they have slowed the march toward war? Well, we will never know. But it's fascinating to consider that ego, misunderstanding, and missed conversations between family members might have tilted the balance of global history. Even Queen Victoria, in her final years, is said to have tried mediating between her son and grandson. But her influence waned and their egos only grew. But the family drama is not over yet, because there is a third royal cousin about to enter the story, the Tsar of Russia, also a grandson of Queen Victoria. 3 cousins, 3 empires. One world hurtling toward war. In the next episode, we unfold the story of this royal triangle and how the personal tensions between them escalated into one of the deadliest wars in the history. If this made you pause, think, or see history through a new lens, stay with us. And please don't forget to subscribe, because here it's not just about facts, it's time to know. Thank you.